I got to see like more of like where my parents like grew up, their houses and their village of where they grew up and stuff. And I also got to see like my dad's siblings and my mom's siblings who also I've never seen. That was a plus side. And I got to see like big buildings there, and I got to see the shops.
You knew that there were big
yeah, I
buildings.
knew that, but like I just wanted to see them in person.
You know that some people here think that we don't have houses, we don't have buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, welcome to Mirror. Today I have a special guest, and I'm very excited about this guest because it's the next generation. And this guest will talk about the dynamics of growing up in a household with parents from a different country and just being around the home country culture and then different languages as well, and how she actually coped with all that. So, hi Destiny.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Okay. Can you just tell me a little bit about yourself, like who you are?
My name's Destiny. I'm from California. I'm a teenager, and my parents are from Congo.
Oh, your parents are from Congo, but you were born and raised here in America?
Yeah.
So how has it been for you to actually be raised by parents that are from another country?
In a way, it's good, but a lot of people ask me questions like about where they're from, and they're like, oh, what languages do you speak? And it's really fun because they try to learn about your culture and stuff. But in a way, it's kind of annoying because they're just asking me questions about it, and you kind of get mad when they mispronounce words.
Oh.
In languages.
What kind of what? Can you give me like one word that mispronounced? If you can remember.
In Lingala, it's yolingi kolianini, which means what do you want to eat.
Okay.
And they sometimes pronounce it wrong, and I have to keep on explaining to them how to pronounce the words. Yeah.
Yeah, but then they keep asking you to teach them new words, and I kind of get it because them knowing only America, most of them, I'm assuming that they only know America, they don't know anything else outside of America. They're kind of curious when they get to meet somebody who has some sort of outside culture. They're curious to know what kind of world there is outside. So yeah, I know it's annoying, and even myself, when I moved here, the questions that I was getting is, oh, so where's Africa? Like, oh, where's Congo? Or do you guys have actually animals like lions and elephant living with you guys? That was the craziest question ever, but I definitely get it. So in the household, how many languages do you speak? Like really speak?
In the house, it's usually 4.
Okay.
Including English is 4. It's Lingala, Kikongo, French, and English in the house. My grandma speaks Kikongo, so they speak Kikongo to communicate with her.
Okay.
And I know Lingala, and I'm learning Kikongo and French. But I mostly understand Lingala, and not very much of the other ones, but I'm learning.
But you definitely understand all 3 languages. A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
That's good. Do you like the fact that you're able to understand those languages?
Yeah, because it makes me feel like more included into my culture.
Exactly. Inclusiveness. That's what I was going to ask you, because it's I know it's not easy. I've seen it with some parents when they're having children here. It's kind of hard for them to speak in our culture, like our language from our country, because they feel like they have to speak to you in English. But I'm thinking like you will eventually learn English because you're born and raised here, right? You will learn English in school. So do you feel like you have an advantage of knowing other languages? You feel like,
In a way, I do feel like I have an advantage because it could help me with like job applications and stuff, because I have more stuff to put on my resume and stuff. And also I could like travel, and I could also communicate with family who lives back home better.
By the way, have you been to Congo before?
I've been to Congo once,
Okay.
and I've been to Lumbashi in 2019
Wow.
for a wedding.
Lumumbashi is Congo too, so you've
Yeah.
been to Congo twice.
Yeah.
So how was it the first time? What I mean, I don't really want to ask how old you were, but like, were you able to really have memories of
Yeah.
how it was? So how was it? What did you think of Congo?
It was really fun and enjoyable. It was a really fun experience, but the trip there was long. But it was a really fun thing. And I got to meet family members I've never met before, so that was really fun.
Can I ask you to give me one thing good and one thing bad that you noticed?
One thing good was I got to see like a different perspective, and I got to see like where my parents grew up. And one thing bad was the like roads were bumpy, so when we were driving to places, it was like going up and down.
Yeah, that's one thing that if you've never been to Congo or to Africa as an American kid, it's the first thing you notice. That's definitely because here you're used to asphalt roads, very like good roads, but in Africa it's bumpy all the time. Everywhere it's bumpy. So, but it's fun. I remember even growing up, we used to enjoy the bumps with my dad because he used to go crazy on the bumps. So we were all like jumping in the car. But I guess if you're not used to it, it's kind of annoying. But
another good thing was I got to see like more of like where my parents like grew up, their houses and their village of where they grew up and stuff. And I also got to see like my dad's siblings and my mom's siblings who also I've never seen. So that was a plus side. And I got to see like big buildings there, and I got to see the shops.
You knew that there were big
yeah,
buildings.
I knew that, but like I just wanted to see them in person.
You know that some people here think that we don't have houses, we don't have buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, have you told them? Like, have you had somebody ask you that? What did you tell them?
I was like, oh, they do have houses there.
Wow. Okay. Okay, so when you were in Congo and you met with your family, your cousins, how did you interact with them? Like, what was the conversation?
So when I went to Congo for the first time, I didn't really know Lingala French like I do now, but I knew like, it's not like 1% of it. But they would speak, some of them, like probably two of them only spoke English. So we didn't we were kids, we didn't really care. We barely we just walked around the streets at night and played around. But when it came to me talking, I would just like ask my parents, like, could you tell them I said this? Could you tell them I said that?
Wow. And the second time?
And the second time, I spoke a little bit. But
what language?
I spoke mostly Lingala,
Okay.
but I was mostly like, because my sister knows it better than me. And I told her, I was like, could you like explain it? Because my words, because I have an American accent when I speak it, so they don't really understand me.
Can you speak like a word? Like let's say you want to say, I want to eat. Okay. Okay.
But
yeah, you have an American accent.
Yeah, so they didn't really understand me because they don't have an accent. Like they do have an accent when it comes to me, because I'm an American. I've known English my whole life, so it's different for me. I see an accent within them, but people who are also from Congo, they don't see an accent in them. So they were a little like, what are you saying, huh? And I had like pull them, I was like, Dad.
Were they making fun of you or anything?
No, well, when I was there, I don't know. When I was around in the room, I don't know. Yeah. But I don't know if they were saying about me, but they were mostly probably
It was just more of just fun between cousins. Okay.
And mostly just
And then do you know how to say that in Kikongo? I want to eat?
No.
What do you know what to say in Kikongo? Anything?
I know to say mazamatia, mazamatia, and mazamakyozi.
Which means?
Which means mazamakyozi means cold water, and mazamatia means hot water.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So when you went the first time, did you feel like that's a place you would live?
Yeah.
Okay. So like now you could go and live there, or maybe in the future?
Maybe in the future when I'm like in college or something.
Oh, okay. And the second time, I know you had already been there, but the second time, was there any difference or something different that outstanded, the first experience?
Something different was where we went. It was a different city. It was a city, and I saw ice cream shops and there was like stores and stuff like that. It was more of like a different, more like the stores. A different
environment.
Yeah, the stores were different than the first time we went there.
Okay, that's good. Let me talk about food, because I mean, you are raised in a household with parents from Congo, so I'm guessing that you eat Congolese food, right?
Yeah.
Okay, how do you like it?
I really like it. So
what's your favorite dish?
Has to be mandesu and loso.
What is it?
Beans and rice.
Beans and rice, mandesu and loso, yes. Okay, and then do you cook any of the dish, the Congolese dish?
I only know how to make rice and fufu.
Okay. But would you learn? Like, would you like to learn more?
Yeah, I would like to learn it.
Okay, that's good. So one thing I'm very curious to know is, what do you think about the educational structure of your parents? You know, you are born here and raised here, but they're from Congo. So the way they raised you, obviously, I can imagine that there's some influence from Congo, right? From our culture. So what do you personally think about the way they raised you, or they are raising you?
Well, I feel like in some ways they mixed the way they taught them, how they like did it back home with America. I feel like they mixed it all as one to make their parenting ways. But in a way, I feel like it's just normal. You know, it's just it's like it's a regular thing, and it's like, I don't know if it's just because I grew up in that house and my whole life, but I feel like it's just as normal as like every other household.
Okay, so you are okay with the way they're raising you, even with the mix of a little bit of Congo and a little bit of America.
Yeah.
Okay. And who is the toughest parent, the strictest parent?
Strictest, it has to be my dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because my dad, even though they're both caring about my grades and stuff like that, my dad's the one who's like,
he's the instructor.
Yeah, he's like the one who helps me with my homework and makes sure everything's like right, down to the spelling and stuff like that. And Mom, she's also the same, but my dad's more like, you know, he's more like get good grades and, you know, become this and this. But my mom's the same, but my dad's just a little more higher than my mom is.
Okay. And Mom usually does what? Like what side of parenting does she usually take care of?
She's more like the comfort one. Like even though they're both comforted, like you could go to them for anything. My mom's more like the one you go like when you need something, like she would be there. More my dad, but they're the same, but like a little more than my dad.
Okay. So most of Congolese people are Christians, and they go to church on Sundays. So I would like to know, how is it for you guys? Do you like how is the church situation for you guys?
We do it online because of the pandemic and stuff, but I grew up in church. I grew up going every day, but not because of COVID. My mom's a pastor, so she preaches sometimes, or sometimes she does.
So you're a PK.
Yeah.
PK, you know what
yeah, pastor kid.
Yes.
Wow. But we do it online now. But before COVID, before the pandemic hit, we go to church every Sunday, unless we had something to do, which was like rare. But we'll go to church every Sunday since I was born.
Okay. And then do you feel like there's a difference of like your mom being a pastor as to how she deals with you guys at home when it comes to church, when it comes to the things of God? Like, do you think there's a difference than like maybe other kids who their parents are not pastors?
Yeah, I feel like it's a difference because she's a pastor kid. Like, she's a pastor and we're pastor kids, and it's weird for you to be a pastor and your kid's not going to church. So it's more different than how other parents were, you know, so it's more different because in a way their reputation is going to be ruined. So she's a little more different on it.
Yeah. And then, so I'm guessing you go to church because of Mom?
Well,
or because you also want to?
Yeah, I do want to, but sometimes I'm just like, I want to stay home and sleep.
I feel you, girl. I feel you. Like I don't remember missing any Sunday growing up because that's all I knew. We were going to church Sundays, and some days of the week too. So there was no reason for us to miss church. So yeah, I'm a pastor's kid too, so I can definitely relate and I understand. I understand. So how are you able to differentiate the culture, like both culture, even as your parents are raising you, you said with the mixed culture, like they mix both, but how do you differentiate that when mom and dad do this is definitely from Congo or this is from America? How do you do that?
Because it's very obvious because my friends were from here. I see how their parents parent them and I see how mine are like. I was like, oh, okay, that's totally different.
Yeah,
so they don't do it here in America. Yeah.
Are you allowed to do sleepovers? To have sleepovers?
Well, with my cousins, yeah, but friends, I haven't done it yet because they have to know the parents, I have to call the parents, and it's just like...
That's definitely the Congolese culture. Yeah, if they don't know the parents, it's kind of hard to, Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I understand it's for my safety because you don't know. But yeah, I understand in a way, but like sometimes I get like jealous a little bit because my friends, their parents, they be like, oh yeah, it's fine. And then they just let them do it. But my parents, I have to like call, they have to like get the parents' numbers, get the parents' name, and all the like long things to do. And it's like, could they just sleep over or not?
Yeah. Do your friend usually question you like, why are your parents like that? Like, why can't they just let you sleep over?
Well, sometimes they do, but most of the time they don't. But like whenever they do, I just say, oh, it's because it's my safety. And they're like, no.
That's good. Okay, so you definitely cover them.
Yeah.
You cover for them.
Yeah, in a way.
Okay, so one deep question. What is one thing that you dislike about your parents? Or maybe about dad and about mom. And it's okay to share.
I don't know.
You don't want to share?
Well, it's not that, but like, I don't know really, because I don't really have an answer for it. But it's just like...
Or something that you would want them to change?
No, there's nothing.
Nothing? Okay. So what is one thing that you really like then? About each of them?
Is that like they didn't hide it. They didn't hide our culture away from us because certain parents from other countries, they hide their culture away from their kids because of the way our society is built on. They bully kids for it, and kids just get bullied because of their culture, because of their food. And parents are meant, in a way, parents are meant to protect their kids. So they push away their kids. They push away their culture from their kids and not teach their kids their culture. But my parents, they still taught us our culture. They taught us the languages of our culture, what village my parents are from and where they're from, where they're born, and they allowed us to travel there, and they didn't hide it from us like other parents did to protect their kids. Okay,
so what would you do with your own children? Would you introduce them to your Congolese culture as well?
I would. Yeah, I would. I would do it, but in a way, I would try to opt of trying to like teach them French and English first when they're kids, because no offense to my parents, but the mistake they did with us was they only taught us English when we were growing up. So when we were growing up, we mostly heard English. Yeah. So now it's harder for me to learn it because I only have like a few words that I know, like main words.
Okay. I'm curious to know at what age you were able to differentiate the other languages besides English, obviously, the other languages that were being spoken in the house, and then how did you learn those languages? Like the process.
I don't really know when I started to understand it. Mostly was when I was like starting to be able like to hear stuff. And when I picked up and learned the language was they would sing phrases and they'll talk on the phone about it, and I would pick up phrases and I would be like, how do you say this, and Lingala, how do you say this, and keep going out like that, and that's how I would learn. And I'll learn phrases and words. And
you were not confused, like sometimes thinking that this is Lingala but that's Kikongo. You were not confused?
For a few words I was confused with them, But for most of them, I wasn't truly really confused with them. But some words I was.
Okay. But at this point, you know for sure this is Lingala, this is Kikome.
Yeah,
so I think it really comes with the age. As the older you get, the more like your brain should start understanding more, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you proud of your Congolese culture as well?
Yeah, I'm proud that I have a culture, and I'm proud I have something to share to and to teach people about. And I'm really proud of it. It's really something that I'm really glad that I have to be a part of my life, and something I have to tell other people and be like, I could tell them stuff about my country, you know?
At least you have two homes. You have here and you have over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if anything happens here, you can
just leave.
Go. Okay, so is there anything you would want to give maybe as like an advice to another teenager who maybe is like struggling being raised in a household in America or even overseas but with parents from Africa and just having like a lot of struggle? Is there anything you can give to that teenager or to that kid as advice?
Something I would say is it's hard, you know, but at some point of time, at some time of age or maturity, you get used to it, and you should look at the good side and look at the side of the good things you have within your culture and be happy that you have this and be happy that you have parents that are willing to show you their culture, and it may be hard because people will bully you about it and people will make fun of it, but at the end of the day, you know, at the end of the path, there will come bad signs and negativity throughout the road, but at the end of your destination, you're just gonna be full on positivity, and just ignore it, and well, not ignore it, like report the bullying, but ignore the hatred, and you know, just be happy and grateful, and you know, it's hard, but overall, it's a good thing at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it's gonna be better, and like I said, there's always gonna be bad signs at the road and through the road and through the destination there's going to be bad things going on and there's going to be negativity, but at the end, at your destination, it's going to be pure positivity. So just keep like going through the roads, no matter how many negative bumps there are, just keep on going.
Okay. Are you proud of your parents?
I am proud of them. Okay. You know, I'm really proud of them, and I'm very grateful for them, you know. So, and I'm really grateful for the rest of my family as well.
Oh, that's nice. Is there anything that you actually expected from your parent to do but they did not do, or something that you never expected and then they did it?
Well, my parents and my family, I've always I wanted to go to the mall with my friend, and I didn't expect them to do it because these were friends they don't know their parents, but they allowed me to go, and I was like, oh wow, that's really cool.
Okay.
But that's
so they allowed you for like a sleepover?
No, it was like going to the mall with them.
Oh, to the mall. Okay, that's a step, right?
Yeah.
So your mom is a pastor, what is usually known is when you have a parent who is a pastor, there's a lot of probability that one of the children will be also a pastor. Do you see yourself one day serving God, being pastor?
I don't really see myself in the future becoming a pastor, but probably I don't see myself doing it, but me probably going and helping the church to do fundraising organizations to bring people to Christianity. I'll probably do that, but being a pastor, I don't really know that. I don't really think that's the path I want to enter. But
even though God says that's the path He wants you to enter. Well, we'll find out about that one, right? We still have time, right? You still have time. You're still young. So, I'm very proud of you. I'm very happy that you're a happy child. You're a happy teenager. So at least it's not what everybody or most people think, that being from overseas and raising children here it's very hard, it's very tough, and most of those kids are not happy kids. They're always like, always have attitude or faces, but I can tell that you are a happy child, and you are very grateful about what you have, the parents that you have, and the people around you. So that's a good thing. That's really good, and I'm very happy for that. Okay? Okay, so thank you, Destiny. Thank you for sharing your experience. This is the first, but definitely not the last time. Okay?
Thank you so much
for that. See you next time.
Thank you for having me in here.
Okay. Thank you so much to all of you who have joined this family, this journey. Thank you for those who have subscribed, those who have liked the videos, commented, and shared the videos. Mirror is really the platform to encourage, to motivate, to inspire, and also to express our hearts. And for those of you who have just joined us, you have just discovered us, we welcome you. And first and foremost, please make sure to subscribe. And after that, you can like, comment, and share. And we hope that you will be inspired and motivated. Thank you.